Howdy there. Hello. My name is Cheyenne, and today's video is 5 tips for those newly diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Okay, so tip number 1 is it's okay to feel overwhelmed. So, it's going to take a while to process. In the beginning, you're probably going to be experiencing a lot of negative emotions. You may even have a strong sense of denial, which I should note is common, even years after being diagnosed. And I guess this is tip number 1 because when I was newly diagnosed, I think a large part of me always wanted to keep everything together and in control. I felt really out of control, and I thought that wasn't okay. And so in a lot of ways, I didn't allow myself to feel overwhelmed. I wanted to take it in stride. And I'm not like telling people to start pulling their hair out and throw dishes at the wall. Just, embrace the emotions and be okay with the process. Treat yourself as you would your younger self. Although that can be seen as a cliche, I think it's really valuable advice. Tip number 2, or tidbit or whatever. No two bipolar diagnoses look the same. So think of it like a speedometer. So there's some people who stay at 25 miles per hour for years maybe, and then they have a week where they hit 120. There's an endless amount of fluctuations, and we all experience whether it be hypomania, mania, or depression in our own really personalized ways. However, this doesn't mean we can't relate with one another. It's actually quite the contrary. There are many common themes and symptoms which ultimately lead you to getting that official diagnosis of having bipolar disorder. Okay, so the third thing is that it is extremely common to receive a dual diagnosis or multiple diagnoses when you are diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I'll read directly from my little laptop here. So patients with any bipolar disorder have a 6 times increased lifetime comorbidity, not good at saying that word, of any anxiety disorder. So I was also diagnosed with GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder. And prior to receiving both of those diagnoses, I had gone to therapy for my eating disorder, which maybe another time I'll make a video on and kind of talk about. But just remember, it's not abnormal. It's not, out of the blue. It doesn't make you an outlier. It actually is quite common. So I remember when I was first diagnosed, and I also had generalized anxiety disorder, I was like, great, like it's not just this, now I have this too, and it felt like a lot to juggle, but in actuality, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so the fourth thing that I think is notable and I really feel compelled to tell you guys is to practice patience with your friends and family and loved ones. They are just as, confused in a way as you are, and it's new for them too. And while I do think you should take the time to focus on yourself and, to put in the work and to hopefully find a therapist and work with your psychiatrist, I think it's really good to understand that the people in your life, they have their priorities too. So don't expect them to immediately, do their research. But if you are feeling overwhelmed and somebody asks you, like, how can I help or what can I do? I found, my energy was really drained in the beginning trying to process everything. So the best thing I think is to redirect people to really valuable resources. There's a lot of great books and stuff. Maybe I'll link some down in the description. Like Loving Someone with Bipolar Disorder. I don't remember who it's by. But those can really help ease the process of transitioning into essentially your new life. Like it really is something to adjust to. So try and practice patience. Everyone is going through something new, and it's going to be a little bit challenging, especially in the beginning. Number 5, misdiagnoses happen. So, one of the unfortunate things about bipolar disorder, and once again, I will read something directly from the internet. As per the survey taken by the National Depressive and Manic Depressive Association, 69% of patients, that's 69, nice, with bipolar disorder are misdiagnosed initially, and more than 1/3 remain misdiagnosed for 10 years. So these aren't promising statistics, obviously. I know it's difficult, but I do encourage people to try and get, multiple professional opinions. I personally went to several psychiatrists to make sure that it was a correct diagnosis. And I understand not everybody has the time, not everyone has the resources or the availability to do that. But hopefully when you start your mental health journey, you are in a place where that is a viable option. It's just extremely important, and I really, really, really encourage people to do that, because mixed diagnoses, they happen all the time for, a myriad of reasons, and it's just really, really, really vital to make sure you have the right diagnosis, because treatment plans look wildly different, between bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, and things of that sort. All right, that's my little puppy patch, just in case you wanted to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have wanted to make YouTube videos for years, and I finally am taking the plunge and allowing myself to be vulnerable. I have written about it for a while. I've had a blog, but I haven't dedicated much time as I would have liked. So really appreciate it, and hopefully it was a little bit informative. Hopefully, if you were newly diagnosed, this helps you a little bit. I would really love it if you guys would comment and kind of tell me your experiences, or if there's any tips or things that you would tell someone who's newly diagnosed. So thanks again. Yeah, really appreciate it. Hope to talk to you guys soon.